Hey, what is up guys? It's Silversun here and today I'm going to be giving you guys my review on the Dragon Ball Super episode 127. Alright, so basically this episode kicks off with the last remaining fighters of Universe 7 facing off against Jiren, that being Goku, Vegeta, and 17. They're pretty much trying their best to pretty much overpower Jiren, at least in numbers, but Jiren seems to be one step ahead of them as he's pretty much blocking most of their attacks and just picking them off one by one basically. They're they're all three of them are trying to combat this guy, but he's still like not the worse for wear or anything like that. He's gone essentially full power and he's pretty much displaying like this crazy fiery like aura that almost engulfs like the whole arena, and pretty much he just goes in and starts bodying most of them, just thrashing them about as he usually does. And basically he pretty much he pretty much just beats the crud out of everybody basically. Goku and Vegeta and 17 pretty much launch like their signature attacks, but it doesn't seem to do much to Jiren. He's just standing there in the middle of all of it, just standing, not doing much, not getting affected by it, and pretty much it proved to be futile because he pretty much just went in and just body them anyways. But the only damage they really did get off on him was 17 out of all people. He pretty much snuck up behind him right before he could do anything to, Goku or Vegeta. He pretty much went up behind him and he pretty much shot off this crazy blast that like exploded right on Jiren's back, and it pretty much destroyed a piece of his suit. And that's when he got really angry and he started like getting a bit more serious and such. And then pretty much after all that, eventually the Super Dragon Balls get brought into question, and basically, Belmont is pretty much asking 17 like if they do win the tournament and get the Super Dragon Balls, then what are they gonna do? And pretty much 17's just like, oh well, I'm just gonna use the wish to wish for a cruiser and travel the seas, with my family and such. And pretty much Belmont's just like that's it and stuff like that. And so pretty much he goes on to tell what Jiren would like to wish for and pretty much his backstory finally after all this time. And it I honestly don't know how to feel about it too much. Like on one hand it is a pretty compelling backstory somewhat. I mean like cliche, yes, but like it makes sense for why he's like so powerful now and like why he's the way that he is basically. But I just feel like it came too late and it almost just came like out of left field, and I don't know, there just wasn't much build up to it. The only I mean it kind of goes hand in hand, but pretty much the only thing that was built up about Jiren was his strength and how powerful he was and whatnot. And pretty much that's the main point of his backstory, is that he wasn't strong enough in the past to save his parents from being killed or anything like that. Spoiler alert: he wasn't strong enough to save his companions or the people that he cared about. And that's pretty much why he's so OP now, is because he trained tons and tons, and he pretty much just got really powerful over that, and just is pretty stoic and doesn't really show too much emotion because he's pretty much thinking that strength and power are pretty much absolute, that there's nothing that can beat it, and everything else is just like secondary or just non-existent. And pretty much 17 just kind of what would you call it, like he just kind of like starts like breaking down like what happened. He's pretty much just like, so if you win the Super Dragon Balls, you're probably gonna, just try to relive the past and stuff like that. And I feel like he was trying to like knock some sense into Jiren somewhat about all that, but pretty much he takes it upon himself to combat Jiren and pretty much holding up the team basically at this point. Oh yeah, before I forgot specifically when. I think it was before. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was before all the backstory stuff and whatnot. Frieza actually came in at the last minute. I feel like he should have just stayed hidden in all honesty, but he came in like right when Jiren was about to like demolish these guys, or at least one of them. Pretty much Frieza just came in out of nowhere, kicked Jiren into the rocks, and pretty much Jiren just stood up, and Frieza was like all ticked off, like, I'm not gonna let you guys humiliate me like that. Like screw the rules, I'm gonna kill you right here and now. And pretty much he went golden, charged at Jiren. Jiren just looked at him and like kicked him around a little bit, and he pretty much was just done right then and there. I mean, it was pretty obvious. Like if he couldn't defeat God Destruction Topo, he definitely can't beat semi full power Jiren. But yeah, pretty much that's what happened there. Um, but pretty much 17. This is pretty much 17's moment, and basically from here he starts shielding Goku and Vegeta from this big blast that Jiren's firing, and pretty much he's just trying to hold it back, but he's not strong enough to do so. And so pretty much in a last ditch effort, he pretty much explodes himself, and he pretty much formed a barrier around Goku and Vegeta, pretty much protecting them from Jiren's blast and helping them recover a little bit, but it wasn't too much. And so pretty much from there, 18's obviously saddened by this. Everybody's surprised and whatnot. And technically, Jiren's not disqualified because 17 did it onto himself. He blew himself up, not Jiren destroying him. So pretty much their universe is safe. Jiren's still in the game, and so is Goku and Vegeta. They're pretty much standing up right now. Cause like for the other half, like the later half of this episode, like the other half, Goku and Vegeta were just down this whole time. They got beaten down pretty badly, and I'm pretty sure we all know what that means. At least for Goku's case, when he gets down pretty hard by an opponent. At least now, you know, it's gonna happen. He's gonna get that Ultra Instinct, and he's gonna find a way to defeat Jiren. But speaking about Jiren, I mean, there's not really much else to talk about with the episode. That was kind of it. Like, 17 just sacrificed himself, and Goku and Vegeta stand ready, and Vegeta stands more ready than anybody. He's pretty much up on his feet, ready to take on Jiren. And I feel like the next episode is definitely going to be Vegeta's moment to shine or lose or whatever you could say. But I focusing on Jiren, like it 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 makes sense, his backstory. It definitely does, but I just wish they could have taken more time to flesh it out a bit, give us hints to that specific event that happened to him, rather than just. I mean, it goes hand in hand with how powerful he is now and stuff like that. The reason why all that happened to him and stuff like that, and why the way he is that he is, because he just wanted to get stronger and stuff like that, and he's obviously shown how strong he's been throughout this tournament. But I feel like maybe sometime earlier, whether they had this backstory in mind, during the Kale and Caulifla fight with Goku and stuff like that, when Jiren was just meditating and just relaxing and conserving his strength, maybe then they could have given us some hint or something, um, that would, give us like some, what you call it, some anticipation or something to look forward to later down the line with Jiren's character. Because up until this episode, there really hasn't been much to go off of with that guy other than the fact that he's super powerful. And now we pretty much get the explanation to how he's, well, not specifically how he's so powerful. I mean, he trains with a mysterious warrior. We don't know anything about that guy, his teacher or whatever. We don't know where he trained. We don't know any of that stuff. Maybe that could be explained further down the line. But I don't know, like with such like grief and like sadness that happened with him in the past, like you think some of that would leak out somewhere throughout this tournament, somewhere throughout, any of the other things that he was in and stuff, like maybe like a hint or something. Like this just kind of came out of left field, and I mean, I don't know, like I don't want to hate on the character, but like even with like it sucks for Jiren, but like like I just feel like it came a little too late. This backstory and stuff like that, and like getting insight into the character when he's probably going to be defeated in the next few episodes. Like he has to be defeated by Goku. If not, then it's pretty much game over basically for the probably the series, if anything, because Universe 7 is going to get erased, and then what? But I don't know. It just kind of sucks because we get like all this build up to how powerful he is and stuff like that. Nothing else, nothing about his character or anything else of that nature, and it makes sense because that's how he is now and stuff like that. He doesn't have too much emotions to him. He doesn't have, uh, too much emotions to him. It's just his strength at this point, and pretty much his strength is what drove him to how he is now, to how powerful he is. But back then, he definitely had a lot more going on in his life, obviously enough, but I don't know. I just feel like they should have talked about this kind of stuff, or at least hinted at it earlier, during the tournament. I mean, yeah, it would have been a lot more difficult because there was a lot more contestants and stuff like that, and now we're just focusing solely on this guy. But I don't know. I just feel like maybe they should have um just offered a bit more time because the backstory itself was like a minute or two. Like it wasn't really that long. I don't know, and we still didn't get to see who like killed his parents or anything like that. I wonder how that could play out later down the line. I mean, I know Dragon Ball Super or Dragon Ball Z or any of that stuff isn't really the most character driven show out there, but still though, like I just feel like they could have did this whole Jiren character a lot better in my eyes, and it's really gonna suck because he's been hyped up so much now. Like he's been biting every single person with the little to no effort, and then now we get this backstory. We get why he's fighting in this tournament to relive the past or resurrect uh the past. His dead parents and his comrades and stuff like that. That's a pretty good wish, a lot better than 17's wish, but he's not gonna get that wish because sometime later, like it's bound to happen. Goku's gonna get Ultra Instinct, and he's just gonna destroy Jiren. Jiren's gonna be defeated, and then all that build up is just dead. Like it's just gone, pretty much, along with their universe. But I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe Goku has an even better wish in mind. But yeah, that's pretty much just my little spiel, my little semi kind of rant on the character. I he's a cool character. I like his design, but like as far as like everything else is concerned, like I like his power and everything like that, but like his character itself is just really bland up until now. The only thing that was interesting about him was that backstory, that 2 minute backstory, and now like the character that we've been with for so long since the beginning of this tournament has just been this stoic, basic like force of nature that like hasn't really done much emotionally or anything like that. He barely smiled. He barely showed any emotion throughout this whole tournament. And I mean, it's understandable why, because emotions is what clouded his path to strength and stuff like that. You can't really have one or the other unless you're Goku. But I don't know. I just feel like they could have did him a lot better, Jiren's character. But it is what it is. Um, as far as this episode goes, I thought it was pretty good. A little bit of reused animation, especially with Jiren's backstory. Like they used like a quick sequence. What was it? Back when Goku was fighting Jiren for the first time and stuff like that, with Ultra Instinct and stuff like that. When Belmont was talking to him, and it did like that little 360 kind of thing with Belmont talking to him and stuff like that inside his subconscious. Pretty much, they reused that same shot, but then it went into Jiren's eye and stuff like that, and it showed us, his backstory and stuff like that. But all in all, this episode was pretty good. Um, I don't know, like it was pretty good. It was nice to see some insight into Jiren finally, getting something out of him. But um, yeah, it was crazy to see 17 go like that because he's really been like the MVP of like Universe 7. Like he's putting probably the most work out of anybody that I can remember. I remember when he eliminated those two fighters from that other universe. I forgot specifically what it was, but that was pretty epic to see, and all the other stuff he's done throughout the tournament as well. He's stuck with it like basically till the end. Like I gotta give him props. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this review. And till the next one, guys, Silver Sun is out.